You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on The Devil is a Part-Timer. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here, and once again, for my opinion on some anime reviews, I have another anime and TV series for I can cover for today's anime review is The Devil is a Part-Timer. The Devil is a Part-Timer is a Japanese light novel series by Satoshi Wagahara with illustrations by Oniku. ASCII Media Works has published the series in Japan, while Yen Press has published the series in North America. But I'm here to discuss about the 13-episode anime series, which has aired from April 4th, 2013 to June 27th, 2013. So let's review the anime. Let's begin. The demon lord Satan seeks to conquer the world of Enti Isla by annexing its four comments with the help of his demon generals Alciel, Lucifer, Malakota, and Adramelech. After being confronted by the hero named Emilia and her companions, and they had killed Malakota and Adramelech, Satan and Alciel escaped the world of Enti Isla through a gate to modern Tokyo, Japan. However, due to the lack of magic in the modern contemporary world, with both Satan and LSCL change into forms representing what they would look like if they were human. In order to survive, Satan takes a part-time job in a fast food restaurant named McRonald, which is basically an anime's parody reference name to McDonald's, which you see in the anime The Devil is a Part-Timer, while Alessiel serves as his houseman. One day, Satan, who now goes by Sado Mao, meets a girl who is actually Emilia in the form of Emiusa, or whatever you want to pronounce it. The story then unfolds and explores the personalities of each of the characters and their moral values. More characters show up from Anti Isla, and they too face the new world dilemmas, often comically. So, yeah. And that's the review on the plot here. The story is about a demon king named Sado Mao seeking to conquer the world of Anti-Islo, but when confronted by the hero Emilia, he is forced to retreat through a gate that transports him to modern-day Tokyo, Japan to survive and find a way to return to Anti-Isla. Satan gains part-time employment at a fast food restaurant called Mig Ronald, which is basically an anime's which it references the fast food establishment named McDonald's, which is in the anime The Devil is a Part-Timer. There have been two manga adaptations published by ASCII Media Works in Dengeki Daio and Dengeki Mao, a 13-episode anime adaptation produced by White Fox, and it was directed by Naoto Hosoda, which aired between April and June 2013, which is basically a 3-month anime series that only has lasted about 13 episodes than any other anime on there in general. Because I thought this was supposed to be intended to be like a 26 episode anime series, kind of like Samurai Champloo, but basically it's more of a 13 episode anime, what The Devil is a Part-Timer, which ironically Samurai Champloo, however, is basically the more popular one. But anyways, so for if you like stuff like Roseanne or The Office, you'll probably want to dig this anime because it's basically an anime comedy about Satan working at a fast food restaurant, especially The Devil is a Part-Timer. When you're trying to convince a newcomer about the diversity of anime shows and the power of anime medium to tell vastly different stories, show them like an action show followed by something completely different like a comedy. On paper, you think of something like a slice of life drama or a workplace comedy wouldn't benefit being done in animation, but when it comes in something like The Devil is a Part-Timer, and the biggest thing, which turns its high concept into a hilarious comedy and makes you realize that you could benefit from being something animated. What if I were to tell you that Demon Lord Satan, the devil himself, nearly conquered his world of Anti-Isla, but right before killing his enemies, a hero named Emilia forces him to escape through a gate that transports them both, as well as Satan's right-hand demon, Alciel, to modern-day Tokyo. With no powers and rent coming up, what Satan's like to do but take a part-time job working at a fast food joint called McDonald's, which is basically the anime reference to McDonald's in the anime The Devil is a Part-Timer. Again, from there on, The Devil is a Part-Timer evolves into a hilarious, often sweet and thought-provoking comedy that isn't afraid to dip its toes into some fluid and exhilarating action scenes. The focus is always on Satan's struggles to stay afloat, about the current economy, and whether people can actually change. From the get to go, what makes it great to experience with this anime? From the get go, this is a high concept show that who would you how it is what it is, especially for an anime series like The Devil is a Part Timer, especially for this anime. What you have the most absolute evil character, literally the devil himself, and you expect people to root for him in his mundane life. Somehow, Naoto Hasoda manages to carry the concept on 13 tightly written 13 episodes that never feel tiresome, resulting in a fantastic one-off series that will leave you wanting more, but feel satisfied with that. But you've got no matter how many new complications get in Satan's way. Getting sick and not having insurance, but getting a replacement for a crashed bicycle, a roommate buying a bunch of expensive things off the internet, like how you would have saved up money at this point, as it was getting a job earlier in this episode of The Devil is a Part-Timer. But into this whole delicate thing for how you expect seeing it. An archangel showing up and try to kill you, The Devil is a Part-Timer remains constantly funny throughout its runtime. Now, if this was Devilman Crybaby or the original Devilman 1972 anime TV series, then I would have been compelled for looking back on my previous anime review as it was to at this point as it was a re-review especially. But it's Devil is a Part-Timer. Without a doubt, the best part of the show, it's Robert Altman-like dialogue, which often overlaps, but to give conversations a natural feel, characters interrupt each other, get distracted, and go back to the conversations in the span of a couple of seconds, which at times may overwhelm, but often results in hilarious comments and one-liners because the concept, especially of this show, requires the Dark Lord of the Underworld, especially to struggle with the millennial once he crosses over to our world. The show often comments on the struggles of the gig economy and hard to make when and basically the world is against you. The show is also isn't afraid of evolve the past its initial premise. After a couple of episodes of Emmy checking in on Satan and being skeptical of his good behavior, and new celestial and demonic threats starting joining the cast, including Lucifer himself, who after crossing over to Earth becomes a NEET, not in education, employment, or training, who clashes with Satan. It will have you in stitches. What brings to the conversation? Beyond the quick, snappy dialogue and the jokes of the expenses of the seeking of the mighty Dark Lord, or Lord himself, which is the devil himself, Satan himself, as a puny 20-something G. Ronalds, what makes the devil as a part-timer special is how it starts as a question. Whether we are simply born good, or if we can learn to be good. At first, Satan was trying to lay low bide his time until he can gather enough magic to return to Ente Isla and rule over its citizens, but we slowly start to see that Satan is not only pretty good at his job, but he also seems to enjoy taking care of people, from his loyal servant Alessiel to his co-worker Chi Ho. He even goes out of his way to protect Emilia, even if she is trying to kill him at this point in The Devil is a Part-Timer. Many shows have its antagonist suddenly turn into a good guy, but it usually do so by having the bad guy have a sudden change of heart or be convinced to do good by the hero. The Devil is a Part-Timer doesn't do that, but instead it slowly shows that Satan isn't really a good guy. He still talks about enslaving people and killing them for fun. He's just super protective of the people under his command, even if that includes his former enemies. The show constantly asks the audience if they believe someone as evil as the devil himself, he can do good. The answer is entirely up to the audience, but one thing is for sure, the devil can make great burgers, especially in this particular anime series, which is The Devil is a Part-Timer, especially at this point as it was. Now, if this was Devilman Crybaby, then I would have been compelled to the previous last year's anime review as well, because if you ever want to experience this. But it's The Devil is a Part-Timer because it's basically a 13 episode anime that only lasted in for like only 3 months, for a 3 month anime as well. I mean, think of it. This anime has particularly isn't the, how you expecting. But overall, The Devil is a Part-Timer is an anime that is short enough to be binge watched in a single day, and accessible enough that you can go in knowing a little about anime and understanding everything. Not only would this be a great starting point and a hilarious one at that, but it introduces many traditional tropes of anime like the tsundere, which is a female character that starts cold and even hostile, he'll bitch before becoming friendlier and warmer over time. And the Isaki genre at this point, if it's not, that's the reason why that I haven't reviewed other anime such as Monster Musume as well. It's not like I haven't reviewed Pop Team Epic yet. As mentioned, how you expect an isekai anime deals with a protagonist being transported from Earth into a fantasy land with the genre. Really popular today with the dozens of new isekai shows premiering each season, it is fun to see something like The Devil is a Part-Timer doing something new, in this case, a reverse isekai where the fantasy character gets trapped on Earth and losing all his powers. The show does involve a lot of references to the current state of socionics in Japan. There are plenty of references and universal struggles that any newcomer will enjoy. Who knew The Devil could be so much fun, especially for this anime like The Devil is a Part-Timer? If you haven't seen The Devil is a Part-Timer anime series, watch this anime, because I know it's streaming on Netflix or Tubi TV or Crunchyroll, especially. If you like, I recommend you to check out The Devil is a Part-Timer, because if you like this, you might want to watch this. If you like Roseanne or The Office, you probably want to dig this anime, because I know this anime is so tongue-in-cheek, because as many other animes that I have mentioned under the tongue-in-cheek phrase for every anime in general. So that's going to be it for my anime review on The Devil is a Part-Timer. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts on this anime. It's been a while since I watched this on Tubi TV. I mean, it's been a while because this is like anime's take on either The Office or Roseanne with a bit of Monster Musume vibe in this particular anime. I mean, if you haven't seen this, check this anime out. If you like The Office or Roseanne, hope subscribe for content. My anime plan, link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook. If you have Twitter, Facebook account, and all social media, be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button on this video. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section on this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RoniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel. Hit the notifications bell button. Keep it otaku for this anime review, and I got another anime review coming up next. Stay tuned for my next anime review. I got another anime series from the same director who did the Cowboy Bebop series with my anime review on Samurai Champloo. Stay tuned for my next anime review on Samurai Champloo, because you won't want to miss another anime review.